Hello everyone, welcome to Islands of the Ice. We are playing an epicenter game, everyone's favorite to complain about, right? And we are in the Marlborough man. I actually like epicenter. I know a lot of people kind of meh when it comes to epicenter, but mostly, I mostly like it just because it mixes it up, right? It's just a little bit different. But it does present its own challenges and teamwork requirements, right? But we are flying solo tonight. We are not in division. And our destroyer here at least is going and trying to get that center cap. So since we are in a British battleship, we do not want to remain broadside to the enemy team for too long here, especially if we get spotted. But we are not spotted. We got a freebie shot against this curve first. But my strategy, and what's kind of nice here too, is there's lots of battleships to play against too, not too many destroyers. But my strategy with the Marlborough and a lot of the British battleships is their strength lies in their HE, their high explosive shells. So I've outrigged my ship and commander for kind of range and accuracy and fire setting chances and things like that. So the way I like to play is to just annoy people and make them use their damage cons a lot, right? So if we've got multiple battleships that I can shoot at, I'm going to pick I'm going to pick the one that's not on fire, right? So I'm going to shoot at one. If I get a fire on him, I'm going to go pick on somebody else. And then, so that way they're using their damage control party. Then if I come back to them and light another fire on them, they're just going to take fire damage for, however long. So that's kind of I'm that annoying guy lighting you on fire all the time, right? But Giuseppe Verde, yes, he's on fire, but he's a much easier shot at the moment, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And who knows, you can start more than one fire. And the other thing too, these British battleships, part of it's just because you got so many guns. Like, there are 4 turrets with 4 bullets each, but they don't do half bad against destroyers here. So we take advantage of that too, and we kind of jacked that kill, but I'm sure everyone appreciated that destroyer being taken off the board. We noticed he was on. He did have engine damage, so I fired just literally directly at him. He wasn't moving, had engine damage. Most people use the commander perk, the legendary perk, where you can still have some mobility, so I'm kind of surprised that he just kind of stood there. But he was getting in his smoke screen as well, so I'm sure he was hoping to be undetected, but we got lucky with our bullets being ready and our turrets being facing that way. But yeah, so anyway, 4 turrets of 4 bullets makes math is 16 guns, and so it's easier to get hits. And I do have this. I do have my commander and stuff kind of set up for range and accuracy as well, so that always helps as well. But yes, so you won't see me use AP shells too much when I play with this British battleships in general, because they're kind of all, most of them are set up that way where their strength lies in the HE shells, right? So, but if somebody's giving me a nice, pretty broadside flat shot against them, then absolutely. And if I've got that opportunity to switch to AP shells, right, we're gonna take that, because you still don't want to underestimate British battleship AP shells. They can still murder you just as quick as some of the other guys, right? But for the most part, we're using the HE shells to light people on fire, and then we switch to somebody else, and then light them on fire, and then we return to the first guy, and put him on fire again. So I do know I am having to. I'm assuming when I'm getting spotted here now at this point. Well, now we're unspotted, but there is still a Shimakaze or something out there. There is still another destroyer that's kind of on this side of the map. So I'm backing away from him, and that's probably what's keeping my 2 allies kind of. Yep, there goes one. Yep, and it's a Shimakaze too. That's kind of what's keeping them at bay at the moment from coming back to kind of the group and and helping out here. So I'm unspotted, but we know we're going to get spotted the second we pull the trigger here. So I'm going backwards, but I will turn into him, right? So that way, if he's, depending on what he's rocking, we make ourselves a smaller target, right? But that is a Conqueror, that is a similar ship. So a lot of times you're going to see him using HE shells too, potentially, if he's, got the same kind of mindset as I do when it comes to British battleships. But yeah, so the Shimakaze that on the enemy team is definitely what's spotting me right now. So I will try and be a little bit unpredictable with my movements just for that sake. But hopefully our destroyer can, I'm sure our destroyer is trying to get torps on these battleships too, but hopefully, we get some indication of where he's at before we just take, 5 Shimakaze torpedoes that just murder us, right? So, yeah. Alright, Conqueror's picking us up. We're going to turn away from him because he's probably going to fire at us. He's shooting HE too, but even so, you don't want to just stay broadside and just take it, right? So see if you can't make yourself a little bit smaller target. We still did 9,000 damage on him, and 1 turret late, right? Just 9,000 just hard damage, even without considering that fire that we set. So still getting decent damage out of HE guns. Alright, we'll light the Giuseppe Verdi on fire. Hopefully. Yep, we get defense. We're keeping them from capping that center area, so that's always good, right? And have to keep in mind this Shimakaze over here, too. I'm sure we've got torps coming at us at some point here. But between trying to not be broadside to these battleships and trying to point towards the Shimakaze, we're in a little bit of a pickle, right? So I'm going to keep adjusting speed. Which, that's also going to help us maybe hopefully avoid some of these bullets from this Conqueror slowing down. Alright, and then hindsight here, that was probably a poor use of my damage control. I just instinctively pushed the button, don't be me. Because that Shimakaze's out there, and there's no way we're not in range of his torpedoes at this point. Like, I don't know where he would have gone, unless he went in to cap the zone into the middle to help with that. That'd be the only thing, but between, at the points we were getting spotted, I just can't imagine he's not eyeing us up at some point here, so it was maybe a little bit of a premature damage con usage. I know a lot of you other battleship players just love to let the fire burn, or you're using the perk like fight fire with fire. I'm just will to rebuild is my drug. I'm too addicted to it, so that's what I have on pretty much all my battleships. Giuseppe Verdi is going to go down because everyone's shooting him. He's literally the only member of the enemy team spotted. He's got great AP, secondary battery, right? So yeah, I'm spotted right now. It has to be the Shimakaze. There's no way it's not, right? But yeah, Giuseppe Verdi's got great. They've got those SAP secondary battery rounds. So a lot of people like to kind of push in with that ship, almost as if they're in a German destroyer or German battleship, right? And playing aggressive and like brawler style. There's those torps. So I'm signaling on the map where I think that Shimakaze might be, because we've got another battleship trying to avoid probably Shimakaze torpedoes as well. And then it would be nice if this Worcestershire sauce cruiser on our team would go after him, right? But he, of course, does not want to be broadside to this first that's out there.
Torpedoes astern.
There's some more. But we will, as we run away from the Shimakaze, we will continue on our initial plan of lighting battleships on fire. Kurfürst is taking a shot at us, so I am turning in towards those bullets as we're zoomed in here, so you can quite see. But that helped us avoid some damage, I'm sure. And he put the fire out. If you notice, I am not, my damage points in the top right are not ticking anymore. So we can get another fire on him. it's gonna burn for a while. He's just gonna have to love it. Oh, somebody else has a fire on. And they could potentially be, he could potentially be using fire with fire, right? So, like, German battleship, a lot of them are gonna, want to be close range, fighters. They may be using fire with fire. We're taking bullets from somebody else. Cruiser in front of us, too, probably. See if we can't get some decent hits on the crew first. Oh, Alaska. So we do not want to take broadside hull hits from the Alaska, right? So I'm gonna have to keep him in mind too. We're getting ourselves into a little bit of a pickle, but we also have quite a bit of health left too. So that's the other thing too. If you're kind of in this stage of the game, like this is a critical moment where like it could go either way, right? So if you're a battleship with a lot of health and this is kind of like 4-on-4, you need to press, like, right? You need to take some damage for your team. Like I've got a cruiser and 2 destroyers left. I want to try and at least draw some fire away from them. So that's kind of my mindset behind going in a little bit more here. I am a little nervous about this Alaska. Yes, that is exactly what I was talking about. We get lucky with damage con and heal combo there. But yeah, but we could have potentially saved one of our allies there, right? We took some bullets through the team. That was kind of the point. But yeah, that was brutal. That could have been the end of us there. So that was a little bit of luck, a little bit of risk. Shimakaze been moved all the way around the entire map, and that's what that guy was doing during this game. And now you're one of the few left, buddy. It's up to you to win for your team because of your vacation around the map. It might have been the first time he was spotted, was it? Or I can't remember now. Alaska's picking us up on radar. That's fine. He could potentially be picking up. Oh, there goes our destroyer. It's me versus that Shimakaze probably is what's going to happen. So I know where this Alaska is, right? And like his butt might be sticking around this corner just barely. We might be able to get kind of a cheap shot on him here. And of course I think we were at about 10 or 11 kilometers away from that Shimakaze, so we are probably moving into torpedo range from him. So I was just going to fire one turret. We didn't get hits on him, but that was close. Like, that was a good guess. We got 3 hits with the other 3 turrets, though. And our Worcester is helping us out. So, hey. Alaska's got a little bit longer of a reload time just because those guns are pretty mighty. See if we can't get this kill here. Yes.
We sank an enemy cruiser.
Burn the island down if I have to get bullets on the Alaska. Alright, now we're getting here. Now we're getting somewhere. We could get the Kraken here. I mean, technically this Worcester should be able to be the one to get this Shimakaze, but like I said, like people are kind of underestimate the Marlborough's ability to murder destroyers. Just because of how many bullets, and because you're typically shooting HE, which just usually works out quite a bit better than shooting AP from a battleship at a destroyer, right? He can't be that far over, right? I mean, unless he's going back on vacation again. Traveling around. Alright, there's more torps. Okay, this is us. This is us. Come on, baby. Give us these hits. Yes! Kraken. In the Marlborough. Who said this was a bad ship? Not me, I like this ship. Although my win ratio on it probably begs to differ, but but that was a good game, right? Yeah. 2,800 XP, that puts us at the top for our team. 300 grand in credits, silver, whatever they're called. We'll quick go through how I have the commander set up here. This is Andrew Cunningham, but the sexy racer lady is the Commander Geist, right? So, but yeah, so HE shell damage inspiration and shell grouping inspirations. That's definitely helping us out in getting hits, and then range and shell grouping again. So I just picked traverse speed just because the other option was stupid, right? And then dispersion. I don't care as much about rudder shift time. And then we're going with range as well, even though it's only 2% more. But like I said, will to rebuild. I'm almost always using that. We could rank this one up, but we're not going to. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We got more World of Warships videos coming.